Put that boom. Boom.
Oh,
Boom.
I
There
got
we
you
go.
now.
So we weren't. The video was on. The audio wasn't on. So everything that we said, nobody heard.
Got it.
In the dark in this corner.
I know. Well, you're putting dark this morning.
Yeah, I didn't choose the right colors either. It's dark.
Dark.
Dark over here.
It's hot.
All right.
It's gonna rain this weekend,
Did hear something about rain.
Shay?
Somebody did say something about being wet. It's like, rain. Yeah, whoa.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
What are we talking about here?
I think it's probably Katie.
Maybe.
How does the weather impact recruiting? Shay.
Doesn't.
It
I'm
doesn't?
reading the chat.
Oh.
I'm hearing a lot of mixed weather reports out here.
I know.
I'm wondering how many people are just reading like the Weather Channel app and are like, it says
It's gonna rain.
90 now, but I need some like
90.
those people who are like read the different models for like hurricanes and stuff. Like just casual lovers of the weather.
Oh, spaghetti bands. I
need
a good
some spaghetti.
I love a good spaghetti band where it's just.
I need one of those
go,
people to just tell me really.
What's gonna happen?
Here's the haps.
Got a little music just underneath it, so I liked it. I think we just just a little bump music underneath this. It's a sprint, Well, yeah. But we think it's big weather. Like the people that own the weather company, especially in Baton Rouge, they want you watching every day because they know you're going to be outside. They know that you're going to LSU, Alabama, at least going to be on campus. So they're trying to drive their numbers up by reporting, "Ooh, it might rain. It's definitely going to rain. Keep tuning in for more. It might not rain." And they're just
It'll rain.
They're stringing you along.
All right, so
You know where it never rains.
I don't. Yeah, Death Valley.
Yeah. Chance of rain.
You don't like that?
I love that.
I mean,
Sure, so you can't hate every tradition.
I'm not gonna say I don't like it, but I mean, it's obviously
It's not true, but that's what makes it. Oh my God!
Did I tell you that?
That's what makes it funny.
Did I tell you at the Ole Miss game that I saw Stewie and them
Oh yeah, you took a picture of him, didn't
in
you?
the stands?
Still didn't get my picture yet.
They don't have the picture yet. I don't think I've loaded it. I'll do
Yeah.
that today.
Did you take it?
Shay took it.
Oh,
He
here
had
it
a
says.
camera.
Yeah.
It was very meta.
I always,
It was,
I always try to find somebody to take a nice picture.
well, so they were in the stands and somehow yelled loud enough for me to even hear it on the field, and it was a cluster down there. But I always Shea sounds a lot like hey, and a lot of people are screaming hey all the time. So not at me, but at anybody.
Didn't think we were gonna.
So I'm always kind of turning around and looking, and then it's not my name that someone was saying. So that time I turned around and looked, ready for
Disappointment?
I don't know if it's disappointment or just to move on with my life. But
You're ready to get this kind of a
there
burden.
they are, waving shit. So then I had my camera out, was taking pictures of the recruits,
I felt like a recruit.
shifted my mission, took a picture of them.
Yeah, awesome. That's borderline fame.
Felt like a recruit.
Yeah, I haven't loaded it in. I'll find it.
It was like I'm on my visit.
I'll find it. Then how did it turn out?
I haven't even loaded it, but when I look down, you know how the photogs do.
Right, you got to
You
check
gotta
your work.
look down.
Yeah,
When
did I just win an award?
When I looked down,
It was solid.
it took. They were in it.
Did what I thought it was doing.
But yeah, all right. People are rolling in. Big weekend coming. I don't think weather will affect it too. I mean, the weather will dampen it, but not many kids have ever been like, "Oh, I didn't come in because it was raining
Right.
or whatever." So
I just didn't have killed the vibe.
Damn, Lloyd, you didn't do your Facebook moms.
I think this is like we're kind
Get
of
on in here,
filibustering.
Sir
We
Yeah.
haven't broken any recruiting news. We're
But
talking
they-
about the weather.
Abby was so cute for Halloween.
Oh, did you see her dress up? She's a little slutty
I
Cinderella.
didn't get on any social media the past few days to avoid
The Halloween
just the
wave.
just the deluge of Halloween.
Oh, is that because you're married?
Do you being single? You like?
Oh, I think we're looking at two different versions of Halloween.
yeah.
Like
See, I get a-
college.
Oh, wait, you're looking at slutty Halloween costumes.
That's just what comes up on my feed.
Oh, I'm older than you, so what comes up on my feed is just
Oh,
a bunch-
babies.
Well, it's just like
Kids.
kids dressed up on
Yeah,
Halloween.
that's what I'm saying. Just kids.
Dogs, kids.
Yeah, I would not get on social at all. That would be awful.
Yeah.
Go up to follow different stuff.
Yeah.
Go to the Discover page.
The algorithm is there for me.
Yeah. Oh, Stewie is in the perfect spot on Twitter. I don't know what it is, but it's hilarious.
My
algorithm is perfect.
Okay.
Top tier. It's like between Barstool and Kanye.
Yeah.
So
And
I
it's
get all of it.
You're having a hell of a Hell of a run.
Yeah,
that's
great.
the most sarcastic stuff I've ever seen on Twitter. It's fantastic.
All right.
And something, then he'll send the occasional murder. He'll mix that one in, and I'm like, damn it, Stu, I don't want to see anybody like die.
No, Twitter, clean that up,
Everything
Elon.
on that timeline, Coach.
Yeah.
Never know what you'll see.
Ron, get off of that timeline.
Taviano's visiting LSU. Saw that. You
There
know,
we go.
See all the Shea tidbits. So
There we go. Get him at the
It's a
Bengal
little
Tiger. Get
educational.
him at the Bengal Tiger. Still $1.
Still $1.
And you get the hat. Stewie got
Yeah.
the hat.
Yeah.
Lloyd, you got the hat?
I don't know how to do. I don't know how to
This
put
guy's
my.
struggling
Just
with the
bring
hat
me a hat.
situation.
No.
That's not how it works. They ship
I'll
it to
just
you
show
in-
you how to do it.
They
Okay.
ship it
Okay.
to you in a tiny
We
little
should do it
box.
on.
Live stream.
Yeah, we should
here's
pull up-
here's where you put your email. Here's what
Yeah.
okay. I'll
You
help
should
you out.
commit to on 3 live.
I would. If you give me the hat, I have to put 3 on the table.
If you have a video, we can't play it.
Yeah, I can't play it.
Can't do the video.
All right, let's get rolling.
This is your time to shine. All right, welcome in. Welcome in. Shea, the Power Dixon, recruiting power
It's,
hour.
no, that's
Oh,
not
it's
mine.
there. It's a
No,
Stewie.
that name's taken. Why is it there?
He made this. He did this. You did this to me.
We talked about it last week. I thought we wanted to do it.
We just talked about this before. That's not what it's.
That was a
call it
production meeting.
We can call it the Power Hour, but I'm not calling it the Power.
The Shea, the Power
That
Dixon.
name is taken.
I don't know. We'll see if we can stir up some controversy. On the
No,
internet.
I like him. I don't
Me
want
too.
Then we don't need any controversy.
The man's a comedian. He'll understand. He'll get it.
Please, everyone, focus your eyes on the video. Do not look at the bar. Oh, it's even in the. I was just looking at the title. It's even on the stream
Yeah,
thing.
it's on the stream.
This is a one-time thing. Consider this a one of one.
This is a total cuckolding. Shea the Power.
No, and if anyone else out there goes by the Power, I apologize. This will not happen again.
Other people can have the same nickname.
I'm not doing this. All right.
And now you don't have to worry about what people are saying. If you think they're saying hey or Shea, they're saying
This-
Shea the Power. And now you
gotta
take away a lifelong problem just now.
We're
You're
not.
welcome.
No. Oh, I'm sorry, Carter. This is not happening.
Shea, no, here it goes. Shea Power Hour, Dixon. Would you take that?
We'll just call it the the Power Hour.
Yeah, but now, what if you become
recruiting Power
Shea
Hour?
the Power Hour?
It's not
Dixon?
happening.
The OnlyFans, the Power Hour.
All right.
That's a long time.
Let's get it going.
All right, welcome in, Shea, Dixon.
Yes, big recruiting weekend ahead.
Take it away.
Full
Shea.
visitor list is posted on 3 on the Bengal Tiger. You can check that
Right
out.
now. What do you think
I
about
tweeted it out. Stewie, you study the list.
I do.
For some names on your side, and I'll start rolling through a little bit of the chat. Hunter Fournette asked Shea, why is the on 3, I think he means the on 3 sweatshirt, $70, and as a follow-up, being $70 will reduce some of the pain from Sayin shunning us for Bama. The on 3, I think it's like, I don't run the on 3 sports shop, and I think that's like ridiculously overpriced. I think it's like Sportique or something. Like it's a really nice sweatshirt, so then it costs whatever.
Oh, the one you're wearing?
Not this. This is
Oh.
not it.
Yeah,
But,
he texted me too. Said they're like $70.
yeah, this isn't. That wouldn't be like a Bengal Tiger
Yeah,
specific one. It's just an on 3, but they're very comfortable. I got mine for free, and they even capped us on that, so I'm not rolling around.
Yeah,
in
they're trying to
gear.
make money, Coach.
No doubt.
$70.
So it is. I think it's
you're giving away a hat for
Sportique
$1.
or something like that. I don't know. It's a nice one, but we could bootleg some like on Gildan or whatever. And
If you just want the logo,
if you're just looking for the logo, we can help.
I think they want it because it looks like fire. Like it looks like it's nice.
Yeah, and
You
it's
know?
very comfortable.
That's crazy. $70 for a
So stay out. The hat's free.
That's,
So,
yeah, you got to get you somewhere.
Start
the
somewhere,
website's
Lloyd.
$1.
Yeah,
You could probably flip it.
but a sweatshirt that's going to cost you.
They got you by the arm and the leg.
Then he asked, I know they're trying to flip Pimpton, the 6'6" tight end that's committed to Vandy at the moment. Yeah, so one thing we've seen with this new staff, really, let's say Brian Kelly and then Denbrock, the OC, they want to be able to use multiple tight ends. They just don't have a lot on roster.
Right.
It turns into a Mason Taylor plays, and then you get Cole Taylor in there, and then, you know, if you're bringing in more tight, you know, you got Mashburn, you got Stores, but
We
that's
saw him
all.
play it once.
Yeah,
14
Touchdown.
personnel. He would have gone 15 if he could. Just
Touchdown.
didn't have another one.
16, Coach.
so
Get them all out there.
Yeah.
they had them all out.
Put him at quarterback, actually.
Yeah. Hey, you saw the Bengals did it. I mean, not the Bengals, the Ravens. Yeah.
Toss us to Jaden Davis.
I mean, that's a play. Mason Taylor is an athlete.
Let's see. Mason Taylor's a freshman, so he'll be a sophomore. Cole Taylor will be a senior. And then you've got one kid committed in Mac Markway. So they need more tight ends. This kid, Kamorian Pimpton, that he's talking about, he's committed to Vandy. He's like 6'6", 220. He actually plays – John Diar's former LSU receiver is one of his coaches at North Crowley in Texas. But committed to Vandy, I think people just hear that and would be like, well, if he's got bigger offers, he'll flip. I'm not sure that's the case. Like, smart kid, been committed there. I think that's a spot he could see paying off for him. But Denbrock went out to see him last week during the bye week play, had a big game. And now they're kind of working to see if they can get him in for maybe the UAB game. If not, you get him in on an official visit at some point before the early signing period. But yes, if there is another high school tight end right now out there that is not committed to LSU that they want, he's number one on the list. Let's see. Andre Chavez, what prospects that are uncommitted or committed to another school do you expect LSU to get? We'll talk a lot about uncommitted guys in here. So committed, I did a story on this yesterday, and I don't think you would look around. I mean, I mentioned Kamorian Pimpton at Vandy. That might be one of the better options. I would look at more like guys like a Christian Braithwaite, who they just got committed. He was committed to Baylor. They offered him, and then he flipped. So if you're looking at guys who've like had offers for a long time and are committed elsewhere, I don't see a lot that are like about to flip. Like even Derek Williams being committed to Texas, he's talked about out of New Iberia, Westgate, talked about making an official visit maybe in December, but he's done the same with BAMA. Both schools have tried to get him in for games. He hasn't gone to either school for a game yet. He's not expected in at LSU this weekend. So whatever Texas is doing, they've got him kind of locked in. But Arch Manning's not expected to flip. You know, if I'm talking about Louisiana guys like Osbury, Tackett, Eli Holstein, there's guys in that top 10 that are committed to other schools that
he's going to Tennessee.
They've offered Jordan Matthews.
Jordan Matthews, he seems pretty like locked in.
Why not? Number one.
He's a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, those guys would all be tough to flip if I'm looking outside the state. We mentioned Pimpton at tight end, Arian Carter at linebacker, but I don't think they've got any inside track there at all. Trying to think who else I had on that list. I mean, A&M's got a couple of O-linemen, but unless that class destructed, I'm sure those guys are going to, a lot of that class will end up sticking. I guess I'm blanking, but really blanking because there's not a lot of guys committed to other schools that are on flip watch, if you will. But we'll monitor it. They've got an Ole Miss receiver commitment coming in this weekend out of Mississippi. So I don't think they're going to flip him this weekend, but
and you've said the last couple of weeks how hard it is to get a guy.
It is.
Yeah.
Good reminder.
Mississippi is very interesting in that regard because you wouldn't. I don't know why it's like that, but you wouldn't think that it would be.
They got them. It's legal now, but
Come to the SIP, baby.
Oh,
the SIP. If they want to keep you at home in the SIP, they keep you at home in the SIP.
Right. So, if they're going to do it for Mississippi players, why weren't they doing it for? I guess they were. Were they?
Oh, Hugh Freeze was and got fired for it.
That's true.
I think it's if you're talking about like now in the NIL era, let's say, what are you more comfortable doing? Like NILing like a Shelton Sampson locally, or like Jaylen Brown in Miami, where you're like, oh, we're gonna do all this, and then, but he's not really from there. You don't, you can't keep tabs on him. There's not the connections there. So I think with Mississippi kids, it's probably like that of. They think, hey, look, if we just focus in on the kids here and keep them home.
It can't be much different than, like, I'm sure they have, like,
Louisiana's
a Gordon McKernan.
Louisiana's like that. So tough to get Mississippi kids, but they do have him coming in this weekend.
Bama found a way in.
Hunter Fournette. Let's see. Hunter Fournette said, how do you deal with some of the Chicken Littles when LSU doesn't get a recruit? They were very annoying Sunday night. So he's talking about Julian Sayin, which actually gets asked about here in a second. Jason Springs said, realistic expectation on Julian Sayin's announcement today. We had talked about Julian Sayin a lot on the show. California quarterback for 2024. He had really been high on Georgia in the offseason, and then LSU kind of really went after him hard, and it kind of became an even race, and then Georgia took Ryan Puglisi, another kid. So then it was viewed that, hey, look, LSU's the team to beat right now. But then he scheduled a Bama visit, and it was kind of the feeling of, hey, if Bama gives him the green light, he's probably going to commit there. He visits, they give him the green light, he goes home, and now today's announcing, and all expectations from all sides are that he will pick Alabama, number 2 quarterback in the country. LSU would have loved to have him. A lot of fans melted down about it because they said this is just... We were told we were in the lead. The kid is on record many times saying, LSU recruited me harder than anyone. Why can't we beat Bama? We should have paid more. He must have been NIL to Bama, all this.
Quarterback committed there.
2 for this year, and then now Julian Sayin for next year. People were saying that. Well, they've already got a bunch of quarterbacks. Like, what's the deal? And melting down about this.
Yeah, this is a classic. I think I know what website we're on.
This was on our website. This was on the Bengal Tiger.
Oh,
damn! I guess
and I don't promote melts, but I allowed everyone. I said, "This is a Sunday night melt. Y'all need to get this out right now.
Get it out.
Get up! Y'all need to get up tomorrow. And shower off and go to work."
Yeah, don't stop.
So we got it all out on Sunday night. Okay. No, and these are 2024, so these kids are like 16.
Oh God.
So
15, some of them.
right.
Yeah.
So
we got plenty of time.
Everyone got their melt in that Bama came in at the last second and just swooped a California kid that LSU was clearly prioritizing a lot more.
Who is this?
Julian Sayin.
Sayin.
Oh, God. I mean...
See, he melted and he got it out.
So that was
this
it?
was the rule.
But that wasn't even like a melt. That was more of like a 2025, right?
2024.
This
commitment doesn't really mean as much as you think it does.
It's going to be a whole another year before you can even sign.
And I think the transfer portal, especially at quarterback, we're seeing it right now, Jaden Daniels, sort of changes everything. Like, right, if you feel like you got a gap here for some reason, or you want to feel better about your quarterback room, every year you can go into the portal and there will be quarterbacks out there.
Probably 3 coming out of Alabama.
Hendon Hooker, Jackson Dart, Jaden Daniels. I could go up and down the list of SEC teams right now that are starting transfers. So, okay. So we had this melt, not me, they, over Julian Sayin, how does Bama come in at the last second? Just take whoever they want. This is a good time, and people hate me saying this, I think, some people. It's true, though. While these kids have been in high school, let's say Julian Sayin, for instance, he's a junior, started playing football, 9th grade, whatever, varsity ball. In his 9th, 10th, and I guess you could say into 11th grade year, 9th, 10th grade years, LSU was 500, had a losing season, didn't go to a bowl, went to a crappy bowl, got run with 39 scholarship players by K-State.
Not a quarterback. A wide receiver playing quarterback.
No
position.
No doubt. So they're not really... LSU ain't leading off SportsCenter every night. They're not in these kids' faces. Bama, the past 2 years, is lost 2 games. They played for both national championships. They won one of them. They've got a long line of national championships right now. Brian Kelly talked about this on Monday at the press conference.
Gosh,
He's like,
I thought
we are
about
so
that.
far away from being Bama, or this narrative. If we want this narrative to change, we're nowhere close to that yet.
He laid out the 3-year plan.
And this is the type of situation I'm talking about. Like, yeah, it's not a shock that Bama came in and took a California quarterback who Bama said, hey, we really want you to be our quarterback. Bryce Young came out of California. You don't think this kid looks at Bryce Young and says, I could see myself doing that?
Yeah. Look at what happens when you add a Cal. Like, you don't have to be from the South to want to play there. And obviously our play style translates to what Nick Saban's doing. Like, this makes a lot of sense.
Right. And Brian Kelly, and they're all selling a vision of what's going to happen. We're seeing it translate on the field here early on. But it's going to take time before you can just... Like, look, they got a lot of great recruits, and really from all over the country. But quarterback recruiting is often different. And for one kid to say, yeah, I'm going to take this Bama offer, is not the end of the world. You'll be fine.
You'll always be fine. But I thought that was interesting. Whatever, did you don't ask questions at the presser, do you?
I like to listen.
Yeah.
I ask questions sometimes, but I find myself, if I've got a question, then I'm thinking about the question, and then I'm not listening to what everybody else is. So,
yeah. That's
you never learn anything by talking.
That's true. And why do you think I talk so much? Because I don't know anything.
But then if you stayed quiet, you could hear, and then you would digest it.
I'll try that now.
But you did. You listened to Brian Kelly.
I did, because, I wasn't there. I can't. I would have to be alone to listen.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody is talking to me.
And he was...
I like to take part in the conversation.
I guess he was kind of talking about the on-field play, but I think he was looking at both. I think he was just talking about the state of the two programs of, like,
Well,
we got a long way to go to get there.
Well, because I think the question was, they asked him about, Stewie, I have this cut up actually in Dropbox, I think, is he was talking about protecting Louisiana, like build the fence around the Louisiana was the question.
Well, he said locking down the states like a lockdown cornerback. It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist, and I was like, oh, people aren't going to like that he said that.
That's the reality of, and in the NIL, like Derek Williams, Arch Manning,
was locked
Arch
down.
Manning, let's say. What are you going to do?
Nothing you can do.
Oh, you didn't lock down the state. The number one player left. Well, what are you going to do about it?
What do you think about that?
Whenever you have somebody, whenever you do have like number one players in the country in Louisiana, that means that's just all the more like attention they're going to get, obviously, and all the more chance they have of going to a different school because they're going to get recruited that much harder. Louisiana and LSU, I feel like a lot of the times they're successful. It's getting the 3 and 4 stars, whatever, from Louisiana. Like you amass all of them. You don't always get the top player in the country. Like that's going to happen because of how much talent is in the state, right?
100%. And I think we're entering a new era of NIL. We'll just have to see how it all goes. But if you can correctly evaluate this state and get more than, 75%, 80% of the good guys, you're on great foot. You're good. You'll be fine. Let's see. Okay, someone asked if Jordan Hall, I don't mean to not say this person's name. Hold on. Chazzy B, any chance 23 DT Jordan Hall out of Jacksonville visits this weekend? I know he's not on the list right now. No, he's not on the list, so he's not expected. And a lot of people think he ends up at Georgia. I won't be surprised if he's at that Georgia-Tennessee game this weekend, if he's going somewhere. But I don't think he's a guy that I'm watching to ultimately end up in this class, even though people do want to see them add more defensive tackles. And the good news right now is they've got a top 50 guy committed in Deron Reed, who Jamar Cain went out and saw this past weekend play during the bye week. Billy from our site, the Bengal Tiger on 3, was there as well. You can catch his article, but Reed talks about his commitment
that's some really good
being locked in.
line.
He's real good.
But Womack.
You got Mickens in there. Howard.
Playmakers.
Who do we know who is on the? Are you gonna give some names off the official list of who's visiting?
Yeah. I'm just reading through
making them sign up for on 3. Like, oh, we have it over here for
we got
$1.
a bunch of questions, so I'm about to kind of power through some of these, and then we'll jump on the list.
There we go. Share the power at work.
I'm gonna move quickly. Okay, we got Sayin to BAMA, I think, so we got those ones out of the way. Ask Shea, this is Taylor Castine. Does LSU get some silent commitments this weekend with the amount of recruits coming to town? I think silent commits are tough. More often than not, they don't pan out. But I wouldn't be shocked if they got public commitments out of this weekend, especially for the future. Like I put in Stewie drum roll ready for this. I did put in an on 3 RPM pick for LSU to get Wardell Mack.
Hey.
One of Stewie's favorite players.
Gotta have him,
and
Coach.
Stewie loved him before the rankings came out, and now he's ranked as the number 1 player in the state for next year.
Watched a couple of highlights, and I was like, this kid.
Very good corner out of
Would
John.
Would you hire Stewie at on 3?
Oh, yeah, he's ready to do whatever.
I think so.
Hey,
this is his honey hole. But Wardell Mack, yeah, I remember talking about him. Good job, Stewie.
Hey, look.
And good listening by Lloyd.
Yeah.
I'm all over the state.
Oh, he's warm. Interest is warm.
So I'd keep an eye on maybe guys like that. His teammate Kyrie Lee at at John Ehret will also be an offensive lineman. They offered him a couple of weeks ago. I think it was at the Ole Miss game.
Second time visitor in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, both of them. So I'd keep an eye on guys like that. But yeah, silence are always a possibility. I think you also
6'1", 170.
Maybe more so than a silent
Junior coach.
You kind of have weekends where they leave and the staff feels really good about a kid. Maybe he didn't commit, but they feel very good about him.
Possible. Do you think you could see him maybe possibly gaining a star next year? Is he that? Were you hopping into 5-star territory?
Oh, I don't know. I don't do any rankings, so I don't know about that.
Who does the rankings? Is it like Sam?
No. We have a national team, Charles Power and Cody Belair, a couple guys that.
Power.
Charles the Power?
Yes. It's his last name, though, so he's tied in.
Wait, wasn't Cody Belair like recruiting guy at LSU?
He was at one point. Yeah. And then he was at Baylor, A&M, a couple places. But, yeah, he went to LSU. A little behind the scenes there.
Assistant
Really good
director of
evaluation.
For all those people who say that On3 might not pay attention to
Oh, I
LSU
remember this
recruits.
guy.
Oh, yeah, right. One of the people that actually has to watch all the film and rank them.
That's what I was
was,
gonna say. He
LSU
has
grad.
the look of it.
He's a
Assistant
great
director of
guy.
player personnel, formerly at LSU. There
Yeah,
you go.
great guy.
So that's the kind of people that you can trust to do this.
He's worked at Baylor, A&M, LSU, Texas Tech. They sit around and just watch film and kids all day, so
Yeah, they've got a pretty good feel for it.
100%. Don Juan Jose asked, where is LSU with Colin Hurley? Great spot. 2025, one of the top quarterbacks. Great spot. And he visits this weekend. That's one that Joe Sloan and staff have obviously done a really good job with. And really talented kid. He was probably had the best arm talent at LSU's camp this summer. And they had a lot of good quarterbacks.
Colin Hurley?
This summer, yeah. He plays down at Trinity in Florida.
I've been to Baton Rouge 6 times, including visits, camps, and games. Each
Yep.
time it's been a unique experience and a building block. With every visit to LSU, I come away feeling a greater sense of, good Lord, who speaks like this? This is very,
intelligent kid.
this is very well thought out.
Yeah, he's a beast.
With every visit to LSU, I've come away feeling a greater sense of connection to the school football program, staff, and community. It's been a refreshing experience, and I have to say, when you hear about it, the process and building relationships and go where you are needed and wanted, that typifies what I have with LSU, what LSU has with me. How smart is this kid?
Fair.
Yeah.
Smarter than you are.
Do you get ACT
No doubt.
scores?
No, I don't have any. I didn't pull the records.
Colin Hurley, but he speaks like a 35-year-old man.
Very well. The Kamorian Pimpton kid who's committed to Vanderbilt used the word sanguine when reporting his
Yes.
LSU offer. So
This is how you graduate champions, coach.
100%. This is these guys. Yeah, I feel great about Colin Hurley. A lot more weather talk. I moved right through all that.
Somebody.
Okay, so Hunter Fournette, music asked who's committing today. So today, Julian Sayin, 2024 quarterback commits. He'll have LSU in the mix, but it's not going to be LSU. It's going to be BAMA. And then tomorrow morning, DJ Chester commits. He's a guy I've had an On3 RPM pick in for a long time on LSU. I think Brad Davis has done an unbelievable job there. They've got a really good 3-man O-line class right now. You add DJ Chester, you got one of the best O-line classes in the country. He's a really good interior prospect. I like where LSU stands there. So, if you're looking for the next today and tomorrow for announcements, tomorrow will be the bigger one for LSU, in my opinion. Dwayne Official.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Rob Boudreaux said, if I see you, Shea, I'll holler Shea.
Shea the power.
No.
Just Shea.
Correct.
Did you
Shout
feel
out Rob.
kind of self-absorbed about doing that? Or is it
What?
Shea the power?
No, but the Shea and Hay thing, there's no way this many people are saying my name all the time. But you are a public figure.
I don't know. No, it's not about public figure.
This guy.
I just can't hear if people are saying hey or my name.
And you don't want to be too conceited to not turn around. You're actually just being polite. And
it's-
just in case.
Just in case.
It's Stewie and you have to take a pic.
Dwayne That's right. Dwayne Official. I'll get the pick and then we'll put it up next week.
Absolutely.
And you can see what I'm talking.
Absolutely.
Oh, or is that going to be too much?
Yeah, don't need to look at him.
It was in the stands, though.
Yeah, we could do it. I would absolutely love to get it because I need to see it on the show. Might be the new cover photo.
Dwayne Official, Desmond Ricks update. So Desmond Ricks reclassified, so now he's in the current 23 class. He visits LSU this weekend for the BAMA game, which is huge. Then he visits BAMA, Florida, LSU, I think it is, in the lead up to the early signing period. LSU has his last visit before early signing day. So you love that. He's on campus that Sunday. It's like December 17th or something. And then he goes home, and the next day it's a dead period, and kids sign on Wednesday or Tuesday, I guess. It's like 20th to the 22nd. Anyways, so they'd be the last team to host him. Now, he's not an early enrollee. So he could just say, oh, I'm going to wait till February. And in interviews, he's maintained publicly that he has not decided if he's going to do it in December or February. From talking to different sources around the country, I don't think he's told any colleges either that it's like for sure one way or the other. So if you're LSU, You've got him on campus a ton already. He's coming back again this weekend. This is a 5-star corner. You'd love to land him. You've now got the last official visit locked in. Your sights are set on getting him to sign early. So,
obviously, you said your sights started getting him to sign early. It feels like that's where more things are trending. How many guys is there like a ballpark number of guys that are probably
all
going
the
to wait until
current
like
commits,
the late signing day or the late signing period?
All the current commits, so that'd be 23, would have the expectation to sign in December. Like, you're committed. There's no reason not to sign right now.
And that's when red flags go up.
And and certainly in the NIL era too, it's like, what
Mm-hmm.
if you say, oh, no, I'm not signing yet. I'm going to February. Now I'm going to
pray about it.
think about, or now you can just come out and say, I'm going to listen to what other teams are offering. So, yes, that would be where red flags would go up if a kid did not sign in December and he's committed to you. Other than that, it's a much smaller group in February. It'd be like last year. Remember, like Harold Perkins? They offered a couple of other kids. Like sometimes kids will wait till the February signing day because they know I can get more offers once teams realize where all these guys have signed. Like LSU's offered a lot of kids in January before, once they found out, like, oh, we signed these kids, but these kids flipped, or we ended up didn't get, this kid was uncommitted. He didn't commit to us, and now we're going on this guy. So a much smaller number in February. I would bet they sign between, what do they have, 23 commits? So they probably sign around 25 guys in December. You want to lock them all in early.
Right. How many scholars did they have available this year?
Unlimited, you just have to stay under 85.
Oh, okay.
And they've been battling overall scholarship numbers anyways.
Yeah.
You'll stay
That's
under. You won't take a million kids, but they're not turning anyone away that they want at this stage. Will Burton, any chance we can flip an Auburn commit or prospect, similar to how we did with Armani Goodwin? I just don't. There might be some kids on the team that hit the portal eventually that you'd be like, oh, this could be a need for us in the offseason. But in Auburn's recruiting class, I don't think anyone.
I mean, the obvious name that comes to mind when you say transfer portal is Osbury. Where is he like his?
I don't know. I haven't watched enough to see how he's playing or development.
Well, LSU just needs corners.
But that's is he a safety corner? I mean, it might be both. But I would look more at Auburn as maybe in the offseason they look at kids who might transfer than.
That's what I was saying.
Slattery, McCollum.
I think he mistakenly thought you were talking about Jaden Osbury.
I do too. I'm talking about Austin.
I knew you were talking about Austin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like,
I don't know which one.
I don't know if he's playing or if like. I haven't
either.
followed to know like what his.
You're not watching Auburn football?
His stock would be. I have watched two of their games. It was terrible.
One was that you had to go to it.
The
quarterback.
He has one tackle on the season.
There we go. That's playing.
Hunter Fournette.
He played against LSU.
Or excuse me, Slattery McCollum said, "Good show." Shout out, good show.
Shout out, good show.
Mac Daddy Donk talking about who Bill O'Brien is Auburn's new head coach. I think there'll be a million rumors about Auburn's head coach until they just hire one.
Daddy Donk.
Oh, but he's got the Daddy Donk.
Music did ask Toviano coming for the Bama game. Yes, Javian Toviano will be here this weekend for the Bama game. You love to see it if you're an LSU fan because he has not visited any other team's campus for a game this year but LSU.
He's coming again. How many times has he been on campus?
He was at the Southern game, so this would be 2 now.
Mm-hmm. He went to Tennessee.
Did he? So that'd be 3. I'd have to look that up.
Did he? This is the same cat that went to A&M in the LSU hat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that game was in Arlington, which is like
Jerry's World.
2 blocks from his school. And then he went to OU, Texas, which is obviously neutral site.
Interesting.
Rob Boudreaux says he wants to sign football from Shea and Emily.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be a first.
Have you ever signed an autograph?
No.
Oh.
I'm not starting now.
Wait, you would say no if somebody asked you for your autograph? It would be interesting, but you would say like, no, I can't do that. They'd be like, what the hell?
I just asked them why they would need that.
Can I get your autograph?
Chris Hugert said got my hat last week. Thanks. See.
He'll be selling also now with the hats you can get for $5 an autograph version from Shea.
Matt
Dixon.
Daddy Donk got his hat.
Yeah, if you want them signed, just send them back or buy another one and Shea will sign them. Send it out to you.
None of this is happening. Lance Wilkes, Rick's update. Yeah, so Desmond Ricks, like we talked about, he'll be in this weekend. Be back in December. Hunter Fournette, shout out. Carter cracks me up with his film breakdown. Shout out. Power film breakdowns. Let's be real. And I'm sorry again that they did this and I had nothing to do with it.
Did you see that he texted his cousins with him in here and texted him? It was like, what the hell is Shea called himself the Power for?
No, I did not do that. They did that.
There might be a thread on the Ponderosa about it.
I'm going to kill y'all.
Made him the Power.
It's running. It's taking off.
Uh-oh.
Nothing you can do about it.
This is all Lloyd's
Y'all are
infatuation.
gonna have a battle.
A battle.
For the
Oh,
name.
Bilbo Baggins, Carter about to come down on Shea with that title. I had nothing to do with that and didn't even notice it till I sat down.
We had a pre-production meeting last week.
No,
and he
we
said,
did not.
This is exactly what we talked about. It's like, you know what really sounds good is Shea the Power. And I was like, yeah.
It's all about.
Oh, Mac Daddy Donk said, did you check the mail?
I know. I got to text Katie to see if we got the. I want to do a
The
live.
spices.
I want to taste the spice one live.
Dunk.
Don Juan Jose, where does Colin Hurley lean? I'd say LSU.
2025, right?
Yeah.
So he's a sophomore.
Correct, right
Same
now.
class as Keelan Moses.
It's
Yes.
one of the
What
funny-
about Keelan Moses?
He'll be there this weekend.
Where do you see him at?
I think he'll go to LSU.
Really?
I do.
God. We finally got a Moses.
Dude,
brother.
if we get the. If
You
we
didn't
the
get
younger
anything yet.
Moses-
All right, but still.
Don't melt
you
down.
know what?
No, because this will be an actual melt for me. This one will cause one.
Yeah, I'd probably cry.
I'm not ready to get hurt again.
Yeah, no, not at all.
That
Oh,
was
yeah.
awful.
Mac Daddy said the spices arrived yesterday.
Hell yeah.
Get them on it, Katie.
I don't
Katie,
know where
you
they.
at? Katie's
Oh,
down there.
music said Carter's blocking folks. So you're out. You get on that list.
Uh-oh. He's
What would he
gonna
block me
And
from?
you don't get to watch any film breakdowns.
It's true.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
you'll have to watch Caskey's Clicker
Yeah.
on the Jordy Culotta show YouTube and on Caskey's Clicker's YouTube. We did a breakdown of Alabama and LSU yesterday.
Everybody
Video's
loves
up now.
Ravens At the same time.
Chazzy B says Ashley Williams from Zachary. Yeah, he's committed to Auburn right now. LSU's just got some D linemen committed. They're in on some others. They obviously know about him. They'll be out to see Zachary Catholic when they play. But at this point, no offer, and they kind of haven't really moved there. But he is still committed to Auburn. Let's see. Austin asked, what's the deal with Tassili Akana? We have 4 D linemen committed for the class. Arguably, 3 of them are edge outside linebacker. Why pursue another edge this late in the cycle with other needs looming? That's a good question. Okay, so here would be my thought process there. One, they've had Tassili Akana. He's camped at LSU in back-to-back years, but this staff has seen Tassili Akana in camp, in person, worked him out. They liked him. He's versatile enough to play a few different spots. Like, I do think he's a jack in their mind, but he could play a couple different spots. But you also have a guy you like, a guy you think you can develop. Let's say, for instance, they've got these D linemen committed, 4 of them, as he mentioned. Deshaun Womack plays right away as an edge guy, a BJ Ojolari type when BJ leaves. Deron Reed, I think, plays very early, and he's an interior defensive tackle. Think Makai Wingo type, Jaquelin Roy type. Joshua Mickens, I think, will almost be like a Savion Jones, where he needs some time to develop, but he's a very good player. Maybe not on Savion's level, but you get him in, you bulk him up, all that. So he's not like an immediate plug and play, but a very good player out of Indiana. And then you've got Howard, who I think is versatile in the sense of, yes, he can play edge. You could bulk him up. He can play along the D line. He plays tight end right now, which is a need. He's athletic enough and is from NFL bloodlines. He could probably play some offensive tackle. So things can always happen where you're moving guys around, and they may all look like they're ranked at the same position right now, but they're versatile enough to, you don't say no and then you just figure it out when everybody gets here. That would be my best answer. Chris Moss, where are the Louisiana wide receivers in 24? I think they have maybe just one offer out. Kobe Young out of Holy Cross, maybe. I don't know if they've offered any more yet, but they'll emerge. And hopefully I'm not forgetting anybody just then. Let me look real quick. Let me check it.
Check it yourself.
Check the
your
Louisiana
work.
rankings for next year.
I love how comfortable you are with like the silence of radio. How you'll just be like,
Let
I'm
it
just gonna
be.
check. Yeah. And like
Yeah.
the number one rule is like
Yeah,
don't have dead air.
there's no rules.
Yeah.
Kobe Young
Yeah,
is
there's no rules.
Kobe Young is the highest ranked kid right now in the state at receiver, and he does have an offer. We'll see other guys emerge. there's plenty of other players around the state already that are playing well as juniors in high school. So we'll figure out more on that front.
I mean, is it
Louisiana always has receivers. They won't.
That's no doubt.
Any Louisiana DBs we haven't offered yet, but will after an eval from Chance Babin. Yeah, there's a number that don't have offers that are still being evaluated. I know people have talked a lot about like Marjavius Moss, who's kid committed to Texas Tech, Macho Stevenson. But here in town over at Lab, Baylor has a commit in Carl Williams who plays corner that I like, and he's a track kid. So is Macho Stevenson, but I think that Carl Williams is intriguing, and they're like I said, still evaluating guys. So we could see a DB get offered late.
So these are the kids in the state that you kind of take I don't want to say you're not competing against like massive Power 5 schools for.
No, I mean they're committed to Baylor, Texas Tech, other schools, but they did that before their senior years. And the senior year is the biggest point for an evaluation. That's the most developed they'll be and the last indicator before they get onto your campus. So, yeah, they've got an eye on a lot of these kids.
I feel like you mentioned that more than I've heard from other like recruiting things that I read. Like you're big on the senior year.
For sure.
Yeah. Is that like a common thing, or is that just kind of like your like?
No, that's common. I think that colleges have to get kids committed at any point, right? So you don't have the luxury sometimes of just being like, hey, I'm going to start recruiting them after we see them as seniors, But
right.
I'll say, for instance, Billy Napier at UL, and this is just like a local example, a lot of teams at this level who are good do this. They wouldn't even recruit underclassmen. They were just recruiting that year, and they would go around Louisiana, Texas, states like that, and find kids who were blowing up as seniors and offer them and take them, and then build a class across the board where you've got a bunch of dudes who have been playing really high-level ball
that you were in on
that
early.
You kind of stole
right.
because they boomed as a senior, or they might have been hurt as a junior and didn't get a lot of attention, and then you went in there and grabbed them. So I think teams that are in position like a UL that can kind of wait and recruit kids later can often see senior years and know like, oh man, this kid.
Oh, we might lose him.
No, like I think just see kids and like go after a kid who's blowing up and maybe is underrated. You get him, and ultimately, when everybody does see a senior film, they're like, "Oh, damn, we should have gone after that guy."
Right.
Hey, had we still needed some corners, like we would have definitely offered him, type thing.
And I feel like if you're LSU in this scenario, it's got to turn the kid, like it's got to at least get his attention. I feel like you can swoop in and if you're LSU, you can snag one or two of those a year.
Yeah,
where
100%.
UL is like, well, I mean, I guess you could do it at the transfer. Look at Mekhi Gardner. Like he was at UL. Yeah, they just did it a year later.
Right.
So you can afford to wait even longer.
Mekhi Gardner was at JUCO and then at UL, and so. Music asked if we get Toviano, DJ Chester, and Nicholas Harbor, how high does the class go? That'd be a hell of a finish right there. I feel good about Chester. Then I would feel next best about Toviano. Harbor's official visit is still to come in December. You can't doubt Jamar Cain right now and how he has recruited D linemen. So you got to like LSU's chances of at least being in the mix, right? I mean, South Carolina, Michigan,
LSU,
Maryland would be the local school. But
it feels like Michigan.
Supposedly, Georgia and then will make a late run at guys like that because you have no reason not to. We'll see how big track and field is in there too. But how high would the class go? I don't know. I don't have the calculator in front of me, but they're 5 now. So
is there only one?
Probably 3. That'd be a top 3 class.
Is there like a calculator? There's only like one of them?
No,
like
there's
a certain
class calculator. You can go and just put names and see how many points they have.
Okay, that's the formula.
Yeah, I would say they'd probably go up to 3.
James Moss can play. I'm watching him right now.
Multitask. I was watching.
Film.
Matt Daddy Donk said, I was watching some recruiting shows last night and heard Desmond Ricks might be leaning towards LSU. I mean, I think that LSU, if you're tracking his actions, LSU has hosted him more than any other team this year. They've gotten him back repeatedly recently, like, from the summer to now, a good bit.
Been to Baton Rouge 6 times.
Yeah, talking about Desmond Ricks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that might be counting what's
that's
also coming, which would be this weekend and then December.
No, I'm sorry.
You're
He
talking
hasn't
about Colin
been-
Hurley?
Yeah, I was still on that one.
But
he has been.
he has been. It'd be 4 or 5, maybe, after you add December's official visit and this weekend's visit.
Yep.
So, I'm hesitant to say they're in the lead because then it's a lot like Julian Sayin. Then people are like, "Well, what happened? We were in the lead and then we lost it." It's like, well, yeah, this is going to shuffle. I do think NIL comes into play here too. So there's a myriad of factors that, for me, including the fact that he's got 3 official visits to come, maybe
Alabama,
more,
Florida, LSU.
and that he just reclassified, and we don't know if he's signing in December or February.
But if he is signing in December,
and LSU
the
gets the last
trip-
visit, then I do
yes.
like their chances.
they do. The
Certainly.
trip to Baton Rouge comes just days before the early signing period begins on December 21st. So
That's
you're the
right.
last one that they get to kiss. That's how you fall in love.
Marjavius Moss starting off good for me. Kids.
Yeah, he's good.
Also, okay, answer that question about Akana. Whoa.
Is he a coverage safety or a box safety? I'm seeing coverage here, but I see he could play a little in the box too.
Who, Marjavius?
Yeah.
I thought he'd look at a corner.
Willing tackler. Gets that head around too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ball hawk.
Yeah, he is.
I'm going to move quick here because they've stacked up on me again.
I'm
It's
sorry.
already 10:55. Let's see. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I don't think he's going to
Nicholas
UTSA.
Harbor. Cliff Nelson asked about Nicholas Harbor. So he'll official visit in December. Until then, we're kind of in wait and see mode. He's not going to announce anything before then. Let's see. Landon Owens. Landon, shout out. I think he tweeted at me, I believe, or unless someone else did it in here, and actually gave me a link to those kids in North Louisiana. And I put them onto our list to get them evaluated and ranked by the rankings team. But he said Antonio Cadillac Ford, a running back out of West Ouachita, is a recruit. The running back sitch in Louisiana for next year and the year after is deep.
Loaded.
Loaded. And you just took 2 this class from Louisiana. So Frank Wilson might be on a long run of
I was about to
Louisiana backs here. But shout out Landon. I'll take a look at Antonio Ford and make sure that we get him ranked as well. LGZ, possibility of landing 30 high school commits. Well, they have 23 now. Let's say they get Toviano. Let's just
Check 30.
Toviano,
DJ
Chester, an Isaac Smith type. Like, and I'm just saying that would take you to 26. You still got guys like Harbor. 30 might be the most.
So, but right now you have what? How many
23?
scholarship players are you at? Like 50?
Oh yeah, I don't know. But then also kids will leave for the draft or transfer, so they can stay under the 85. But you also want to take some transfers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said as much.
I'd say 27 might be a good number to circle. But there's some ambiguity to that because it really can, as Stewie was saying, you just got to stay under the 85. So if more kids keep saying, I want in, and you want them, then you're going to take them.
Wow.
I'm really just catching up to parts where the power
It really
thing is
took
taken
off.
It took on a whole new life there.
Yeah,
for a minute.
you can't run from it now. They want merch.
I'll face it. Jesus Christ. Ask Shea, what's the word on 2024 wide receivers prospect Zion Kearney out of Texas? Freak of nature. Let me Google real quick.
Who are we talking about?
Out of Hightower, Missouri City. Is he?
Shea, it's a 2024 kid from Franklin. I'm telling you, you need to.
It's his brother.
It's not my brother, but I know this kid, know his family. His cousin is L.J. Johnson, a running back at Texas A&M.
I know who he is.
Jay Sean Johnson.
Has he got
Kid
huddle?
is a athletic freak.
They have a huddle?
Yes.
You're going to need to put that in the chat, Stewie.
Yeah.
All questions are in the chat, Stewie.
I mean, hey, I'm here. Okay, I can't.
You put a microphone in front of me, I'm a fold.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the mic's here. It's hot. What am I supposed to do?
I was checking to see if Zion Kearney was coming in this weekend. I don't have him on the visitor list as of now, but A&M, LSU have kind of been the teams early on. We've got him ranked as the number 12 receiver in the country. That makes him top 100. They offered him like a little over a week ago. So very early into his LSU recruitment, but 100% they'll be after him. That was from Jordan Arthur.
Ja'Shawn Johnson committed to Mississippi State.
He is today?
No, it just says on his On3 page.
No, he's not committed to Mississippi State.
Wow, you're breaking news then.
Player coach.
Oh, not committed, offered.
Player coach.
But I think that's the only offer he has. At least that's the only team of interest.
Daniel Glenn asked, who's the next Shelvin for LSU out of the current defensive crop? Love a big, mean nose tackle on the line. I don't know if he means like current team. Current team, I would say that's Jacobian Guillory, who's probably back for another year next year.
Still got Mason Smith chilling.
Sure, right. I don't know. I mean, he can play anything, so you don't
quarterback.
You don't have to necessarily be a nose tackle. But be nice to have Siaki Ika right about now, who might be the best nose tackle in the country.
First round pick for Siaki Ika.
Good looking out.
Where's he?
Baylor. He's tearing it up.
Him and
the
Aranda rolled out.
Yeah, the guy that left LSU. My bad. Yeah. Was that just a package deal with Aranda?
No, he said that they told him they were no longer going to be running nose tackles,
right?
So, with Aranda gone. So
that's what I'm saying. It was a scheme fit because Ed Orgeron was obsessed with going to the 4-3 for some reason because he ran it at USC. Like that's all he could ever talk about because he's like, I had Leonard Williams. And it's like, great. LSU is built currently to run a 3-4. You can start recruiting towards a 4-3 and then switch your scheme then. Yeah. But don't just be like, we're running a 4-3. And it's the worst defense in the last 15 years.
Like, we don't want to watch this anymore. This is pain.
I mean, Mississippi State, we're like, maybe they're good.
No. Chris Anderson. Chris Anderson.
Can't get out of man.
Yeah, he's got.
Y'all don't need to relive 2020.
Yeah,
I mean, Shea.
I thought this was a melt. I need my time to melt.
The last time I saw Alabama in Tiger Stadium was like 2016.
Well, you haven't missed anything.
That's true.
I didn't
Losses.
see it. 2018 wasn't there.
2020 couldn't go. 2019 at Alabama.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yep. Haven't seen Bama.
I haven't seen it since 2018.
Wow.
You're right.
It's tough. Last two times I've seen him in Tiger Stadium, no points.
You
gotta show me something.
You just want a point. That's crazy. No points. 10-0.
I just want 7, coach.
Yeah.
Like we just need.
You've never celebrated a touchdown at Tiger Stadium. I mean, against Alabama in the last 10 years.
I don't think that
pain.
It's painful. It's hard to say out loud.
I'm about to jump into this convo, but before I reel it back in, make sure that my take here is correct.
Oh, he's going. I know where he is. He's on Wikipedia. This is a terrible.
The last time that LSU beat Bama in Tiger Stadium was 2010.
Yes.
Oh, I could throw up here and there.
So.
And you didn't even know what you were getting into, and because they had beat him in 2009, huh? LSU did.
It was back and forth for a while. Like it was like
LSU had ripped off 2 straight though, and that was the second one. That was the D'Angelo Peterson game in 2010.
Was that when Les was eating the grass?
Yeah, that was the grass.
The D'Angelo Peterson game was 2010.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Yeah, Hunter Fournette says Deron Reed is 6'5", 275, but he could be a nose if he felt, get up to 300, 315. I agree. I think he's a really good interior player. He's going to talk a lot about Deron Reed in the years to come, in my opinion. Mac Daddy Donk said, isn't he coming Saturday on Desmond? Yeah, Desmond Ricks is coming Saturday. Chance Bavin, do you think Jackson Howard plays D-end or tight end at LSU? They're bringing him in as a D-end, but I think he is capable. Well, I know he's capable of playing tight end because he plays in high school and he's good. But I think he's capable of playing a lot of positions. Offensive tackle, edge, D-line. He's a really talented kid. Daniel Glenn, how sweet would it be for Ricks's last visit to coincide with LSU playing in Atlanta? That would be big, I guess, for sure. Matt Daddy Donk said he loves the running backs we have from Louisiana. Yep, you got Caleb Jackson and Trey Holly. Mac Daddy Donk, everything I've seen about Ricks is between LSU and Florida, but can't count out Bama. Do not count out Bama.
Never count out Bama.
No, not be smart. No, as Marcus Stewart said, never count Nick out.
Never count out Nick. If he's a 5-star, well, there's always a chance he'd go to Alabama. And it's like, hey,
Do you think Nicholas asked, do you think Kyle Parker will move up in the rankings? Dude's a beast after the catch. Yes, I bet he trends up in all the rankings before the season's over. He's had a very solid senior year. Not every game was that 350-yard, 20-touchdown game he had or whatever that was, but he's been very good.
Oh, that was unbelievable.
When Larry Francis when LSU wins, Bama has no excuses because they have to win to stay in the playoff picture. They'd have 2 losses. I don't know if they'd be in the play.
And what impact does it have on recruiting?
Yeah, they'd have to win to stay in the playoff picture. I agree. Correct.
Yes, absolutely. How much of a... Well, that's not good for radio. That's not me. Is that you?
It ain't me.
I don't know where my keys are.
I don't know where mine are.
This show's awesome.
Keep talking. Keep talking.
Oh, there you go. We got it.
Must not have been me.
Stinks.
Yeah, I think it's turned off because someone just drove off in my car. I don't have my keys.
I don't have my keys either.
Double break-in.
My keys
They're
aren't
coming
here
right
either.
back.
As long as I go into the store, get something, come back.
Yeah, get a key made.
I'm going to have to call him and tell him to come get me.
2-for-1
At least
deal.
give me a ride home.
Oh my, yeah, totally.
You had to take my daughter out?
Yeah. Take me to dinner first.
Let's see.
They could get a 2-fer. They might swing back around and pop the next one.
The GOAT asked if Harson's out at Auburn, could LSU pick some of their players up in the portal? That's what I would watch. If they have players at the portal, certainly, and they're talented, certainly a lot of teams will go after them. And if LSU identifies that as a need, then at a certain position, then sure, you go after somebody.
I.e. Austin Osbury.
Craig Culotta said Auburn doesn't have anybody we want.
Christopher Anderson said, you said his name, but you never read my question. So his question was, have you ever heard of Christopher Hunter out of Canton, Mississippi?
My bad. No, I have not.
Running back, linebacker. He's been killing. Oh.
I just wrote it, but I wrote him down. No, I'm sorry. I've not heard of him. Okay. So I'm not great. I'm usually good at the current class, but I get spotty when I get into the future. Mac Daddy, man, I love the show. Shout out.
Shout out. And the alarm went off right after that.
Mac Daddy said, last question. This is the last question in there. Don't we have some really good O-line kids coming in as well? Yes. So DJ Chester is going to commit somewhere tomorrow. I expect it to be LSU.
Me too.
He'll be in this weekend. Be odd if you committed somewhere else and then came this weekend to the game. Like, oh, I still can't come? You invited me.
I just wanted one more little put. I just wanted a little bit more love.
But Zalance Hurd and Tyree Adams, their 2 offensive tackles, will be there this weekend as well. Then you look to the next year's class. I mentioned Kyrie Lee out of John Ehret. He got offered recently. I mean, he could be on commit watch. Ori Williams, Ethan Callaway is a kid who has already visited once this year, but he's coming back in out of North Carolina. He's the number 8 offensive tackle in the country for next year. Malachi Tolliver, Jude Foster. So, yeah, there's a ton of offensive linemen that will be on campus this weekend, which is always a great thing. I'm so mad at y'all.
Good tab management.
You so mad at us?
Yeah, what did we do?
I just know that when I leave here, I'm going to need to call
CB. Oh, you have his number?
Yeah.
You'll be cool with it then.
He's a friend.
I know. This is imitation's the greatest form of flattery, Shea.
We're all friends here.
Yeah. We could have 2 powers.
No.
3 powers.
The
Power brothers. Yeah.
The Power two.
The Power couple.
Power twins.
Do a combo show.
I'm getting him on the pod next week.
There we go.
Come in.
The Power couple. Oh, I do have one for you. Then we can get out of here. It's past 11.
Did you go through the visitor list? You never went through.
Yeah, I mean, we did as we talked.
All right.
And that's what I was going to ask. How big of a? We talked a little bit about this in one of the previous shows where you were saying if you're kind of committed to a team, but you see like Georgia on the other side, you're like, maybe I want to see what's going on over there. Are there any kids that you would be concerned with for LSU that see Alabama and how that thing operates, and if it goes a certain way, and they're like, I can see myself over there.
Not that didn't. If you've already got an offer from Bama, you've already been allowed to be put into that mindset, and either you're feeling that or not, or it doesn't matter as much, or you like LSU more or whatever. So, no, I don't think. Like if Bama does to LSU what Tennessee did to LSU, I don't think LSU's turning around and like losing any kids to Bama because of it.
I see Wardell Max coming back again too.
He is.
See, I like these kids. These two corners, coach. I'm taking both of them.
You're buying early too.
Hey,
I'm high on Mac. I like Mac a lot.
Wallace Foster's hurt, right?
Yes, he has been hurt this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Do you think LSU is properly positioned to fill the power vacuum? Shout out.
Well, you're going to need to. That's not what he meant by that. Once Saban retires, Greg Lehman.
I know what he meant by that.
But not what you enunciated.
I know. I said it like that to see if you would say anything.
I did. And I said
you
something.
fell right into it.
Yeah, I think you got to go listen to Brian Kelly's Monday presser.
I believe so.
He gave the plan.
He did.
But he said it's a multi-year thing.
Right. He actually did.
It's going to take time.
I thought that was a very insightful answer. And how he's very self-aware of where LSU is right now and what they could be.
Chances, I'll answer two more and get out of here. The last two that came in. Chances of going after our old commits: Aaron Anderson, Trevante Citizen, Jacoby Matthews. I mean, no. I don't think Aaron Anderson. I think those Bama kids are. I don't think LSU should go after any of those kids. Jacoby Matthews. I mean, if he was leaving, but I don't know why any of those kids would leave where they're at after just committing a year ago. And I know that A&M is what it is right now. And if Matthews doesn't like it or gets homesick, LSU ain't turning him away. So I would think so. I don't know. Portal's such a tricky thing.
I know.
Like, we're debating kids that play for another team that
currently,
and that I don't talk to. They may be the happiest kid in the world, so there'd be no reason to even wonder. Larry Francis, any recruits starting as true freshmen? I got spoiled from last year's. I would say Deshaun Womack could start in B.J. Ojolari's spot if things fall the right way for him.
Yeah, that would be interesting with Quincy Wiggins there.
Tyree Love, is there such thing as a lockdown corner? The answer we've learned is no.
No, but previously I thought yes.
Who said no?
Brian Kelly said there are no lockdown corners. Well, because lockdown would mean that you never have a ball completed against you.
I mean, y'all didn't see Stingley his freshman year? That's lockdown.
Coach.
I don't think one bad quarter.
That's it.
That's it. And a trick play that everybody forgets. He wasn't even paying attention.
He wasn't looking at all.
Yeah, it still almost caught him.
All right. 11-11.
Make a wish.
I like this list, though.
Okay.
I see a lot of these repeat offenders.
They're not offenders.
Not offenders, but you know.
Yeah, I think you know exactly.
A lot of repeat
you come here a lot. Yeah.
Repeat visitors.
Regulars.
That's the word
Yeah.
Been here a few games.
It's just like a restaurant. If you keep going there, you must like it.
Yeah. A lot of these kids went to the Florida State game. They were at Southern. They were at Tennessee. They were at whatever game.
Every time, every time it's a home game.
And they're here.
And this is Alabama, 6 o'clock.
Right.
In the snow.
Just give a shout out real quick to Lance Beal.
Lance Beal.
Shout out.
Lance the Power Beal.
Everybody gets the power.
I'm cutting you off. Get it all out now.
Okay.
We're not doing it again next week.
Power attorney, Lance Beal. It's all out.
The Power Man.
The Power Man. Speaking of, I think we have a little love for Lance Beal coming up right about now. Thank you, Shea the Power. We'll be back next week, same time, same place, same nicknames.
Hopefully we get some commitments this weekend. Get a little more.
We get to taste the spice because it's at the mail. So Katie's going to go get it from the mail. Next week, live, Big Daddy Donk spice tasting.
What are we going to put it on? Just
I'm the Marshawn Lynch it.
Okay.
Used to be, when you needed legal help for complicated issues, you could walk into your hometown lawyer's office and get assistance for a variety of legal needs. Nowadays, every time you have a different issue, it seems like you have to meet a new lawyer at a new law firm for every legal problem. Attorneys Lance Beal and Kenny Hebert at Beal & Hebert in Lafayette are here to offer you one law firm for all your legal needs. Beal & Hebert have several attorneys experienced in multiple areas of law, whether it's personal injury, family law, estate planning, business law, construction law,